Okay, do you want to tell me what you're unpacking?
Oh God, yeah, I want you to go first. If I put all of my heart and soul and power into something and it doesn't happen, what would that mean about me? Weren't you gonna be my accountability buddy? Have you done that at all?
Not even a little bit. It's the fear of success.
That's exactly what it is.
Girl, welcome to my therapy for the last year. If it doesn't happen, I need that information sooner because I need to pivot faster.
I know it's true because I have chills all over my body as I'm telling this to you. Rejection takes my participation. Other people's rejection doesn't touch me because the only rejection that really matters is if I run away from myself.
And I remember I looked up at my roommate from across the dinner table. I hadn't spoken in 4 hours and I was like, I understand the universe. Oh, by the way, just FYI, I failed the exam. Just letting everybody know. Who fucking knew that exercise makes you happy? Because exercise gives you endorphins, endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands. Meadow and I are just gonna be the hottest we've ever been, just watch out. We gotta wrap, because I have therapy. Okay, yeah, this angle's, something's happening today. Things aren't looking fantastic, but like...
Can I just start by saying, as the person responsible for getting me back on P50, I feel like it was also your responsibility to warn me about the P50 purge.
I forgot about it.
I'm breaking out.
I saw that on your thing.
Do you remember when I got my first facial, like real facial in my life 2 weeks before I eloped and I was freaking out?
Yes.
It's not that bad, but it is consistently pimples every day. I'm happy that it's turning over, but I'm also like, I got a lot of stuff coming up in the next few weeks that I would love to be my usual glowing self for. And
you will
it's a
be.
little frustrating.
No, you will be. It'll pass. It'll pass soon. So when I used P50 back in the New York days, if you guys don't know, this is a chemical exfoliant that you can use every single day.
Biologique Recher. It's like one of the most iconic French woman products of all time, like VIP skincare.
I discovered it when I was living in New York I used to go to Rescue Spa to get facials. That's like the brand that they use. Nothing will make your face feel like a baby's ass more than this. It's unbelievable.
It smells so bad. It stings. It makes you red. Perfect. It's like, it's very intense of an experience, but it is, it makes your skin absolutely luminous. Listen, I'm being dramatic. It's obviously not awful. Anyway, you have a lot of pop culture updates, you said, or references.
And you're always luminous.
You have things to tell me. Thank you.
Yeah. So welcome back. We're doing a regular unpacking today.
Oh yeah. Chatty unpacking, what we're going through, which also, when we eventually get to it, my unpacking, I haven't fully verbalized out loud. So we're really going to see how this goes.
Okay.
Like, I haven't explained it to someone else yet.
Okay.
You know what it is, but I haven't, I've since made further realizations that you're going to really understand that I haven't said it. Anyway, please.
Okay. I'm already
pulling up.
I'm pulling up my culture doc. I have a new TV show for us to watch.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's new on Hulu. Kerry Washington is the lead. It's called Unprisoned. Have you seen the trailer?
No.
Okay. It's not a sitcom, but it's it's like ish adjacent. The theme of it is her dad gets out of prison after being in prison for 17 years and starts living with her and her teenage son. Now, she is a relationship and family therapist.
Oh my God. Here we go.
In the show. Who has like a social media following. She talks about the mother wound. She talks about, no, Meadow, like all the bullshit that we love to talk about. And then she has her like alter, you know how in Lizzie McGuire, she had like the little character that would come up to like explain stuff?
Of course, yeah.
It's her inner child. A little girl dressed exactly in the same outfit. And
who wrote the show?
I can't remember. It's a Hulu exclusive, but it was made by a company called Onyx Collective. I'm pretty sure it's based on a true story, or like loosely based on a true story, because it says that I think in the beginning it says like based on some ridiculous real shit.
2 seasons already. How did we not know this?
I don't know. And I binged it yesterday. I started it last night and watched like the first 5 episodes because they're short too. They're not that long. And it's so feel good, so funny. Touches on all of the things, touches on inner child wounds, mother wounds, talks about trust issues, daddy issues, race issues. Like it is.
Okay, so are you going to stop watching so we can watch it together, or do I have to watch it alongside you? I just need you to pick it up.
Yeah.
But you already have me on Gilmore Girls. This is a lot to juggle. And I was rewatching Emily in Paris because the new season's going to come out, and everyone. It is like watching. It's like watching candy. It is. There's nothing of it of value besides bright colors and a good time and
vibes.
It's summer. I'm here for it, honestly.
Yeah, you're here for a hot girl good time, huh?
I'm here. The hot mess good time books. Like I want zero intellectualization right now. Can't even get the word out. That's how much my body and mind and soul is rejecting it. Anyway,
You
that
gotta
sounds
watch
like
the
a great
show.
I'll watch it with Aaron. We'll
I
love
won't
it.
spoil it, but when she's with the little girl, like it's so funny because the little girl comes out when she gets like really triggered, and then it'll like cut to the little girl, and she'll be like, "We're reacting this way," and then they like explain why she's like, it's so therapy, but in not a corny way and not in like a bullshit millennial way. It is so good, Meadow. You have got to watch it.
Why are people not talking about this enough? I'm so excited. I will literally start it tonight with Aaron.
Yeah, I
Wow.
really want
Thank
to
you.
watch it too. They'll
Yeah,
also
of
really like
course.
it. They'll really like
Of
it too,
course
I
they
think.
will. Because
It'll
they're both
be
mental health boys. Like, of course they will.
But it's so funny too because the dynamic with the dad is hilarious, and he's like putting her up on game in terms of like I had a date, and like coming from like a man, like an old man perspective who's been in prison for 17 years, and like explaining to her that she's currently the side bitch, and like it's so funny. It's so funny. You have got to watch it
Oh, I'm
and give me your
so,
reviews.
so excited. Did you find it by asking when you asked on Instagram, what are people watching?
No,
How'd you find it?
it was popping up on my Hulu as like
Okay.
trending now or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, that was pop culture number 1. And then pop culture number 2 was the ASMR video that I sent you this morning. What are their names
Oh my
again?
God. Can I just say, I woke up. I was like making breakfast and I look at my phone and I get a text from Gaby that's just cried watching this ASMR last night, Girlhood. And it says ASMR healing energy and scalp massage, cedar brushing, motherly care, and playing with inner child. And I was like, yeah, of course you did.
Right. So it's this woman named, what's the cousin's name? I know
Samide
Edia. Samide. It's her
and
channel.
Edia.
And
Yeah.
then she always has her cousin Edie on. They both have separate ASMR
We've
channels. They're
talked
both,
about Edia before on here.
yeah,
We're
they're
big
the most like
fans. Yeah.
healing, amazing,
Witchy, beautiful.
witchy,
Yeah.
beautiful women. Beautiful. They're
Uh-huh.
beautiful, witchy women. They're from Kazakhstan, correct?
Yeah.
Kazakhstan?
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's
Their
yes, but they
family
also live in
lineage.
Canada.
They live
Yeah,
in Canada,
exactly. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they're family. And so they do a lot of their like Kazakh, that's right, I'm saying that correctly, right? Kazakh
I think so.
traditions in their videos. This last one, Meadow, the reason I cried, it says it in the description, I'm not ruining it, but like Edia's like really going through something. And so she just went to her cousin and was like, I need motherly energy. So she's like crying while she's
So I've seen the other one. Like I've seen when Edia helps Samide when she's going through something and she cries and she like because they've done both where they both hold space. It's the sweetest
no, it's so tender. I'm like,
mother
my
wound,
sister and
sister
I
wound, like
could
everyone. Yeah, exactly.
never like love you so much, sister. I wouldn't, we barely hug.
Oh,
We're
it's
like,
so
good to see you,
sweet.
sport.
Yeah, yeah. Good sport.
Oh
Stop it.
man, so it was a really good ASMR video.
I still want to do ASMR on you for Patreon. Remember when I was like really excited to do that? We need to
I
do
would
that
love to
still.
do that.
We just never like sit down at your house and take the time to do it, but we will.
I would love to receive ASMR from you.
I know, and I've never done it on someone, so it'd be fun. It'd be a learning curve, but I feel like I'd be really good at it.
I feel like you'd be
I've been told
really
by
good at it.
multiple energy healers that I have a lot of light in my hands and that like I get into Reiki and stuff, which like I fully see for me. Even last night I was doing a TBM DI, to be magnetic ASMR or not ASMR, sorry, EMDR thing. And they say, you know, sometimes they say to shake or move or whatever. And I was just like felt like I was pulling energy out of my heart that I didn't need. And I kept doing like I'm getting more into that. So I feel like you would be a great guinea pig for me.
I mean, I trust you. So
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing anything malicious, right?
yeah. Wow. Okay, do you want to tell me what you're unpacking?
Oh God, that's like a harsh segue. Yeah, I want you to go first.
But I just feel like I've been talking at you for 11 minutes.
Okay, fine. I'll go first because you kind of teed me up with the I guess I've been doing TBM a lot more because I'm doing the summer challenge. Weren't you gonna be my accountability buddy? Have you done that at all?
Not even a little bit. In fact, my
Classic.
thing expired, so I should probably
There you go. Use our code.
Yeah.
What's our
Oh,
code? We'll
you're
put
right.
it somewhere.
You're right.
Thoughts? I don't know.
I don't
Use
remember.
our code though, because I did to renew mine. I used our code. I've been doing that. And I also, by the way, just speaking to tools, got back into Headspace. Have I told you about this?
No.
I haven't used Headspace
Me
since
neither.
2014.
Me neither. I've
Like
switched
in
to
the
open
early
app.
days in the early days of San Francisco, I was very into it and was very committed to my shriek that was 100 something days and was excited about it. And it got me in my own practice. But then the Headspace really does set you up in a beautiful way to develop your own practice, and then you don't need them anymore. So I haven't used them in a very, very long time, but they've been on my mind recently because someone I know works there and they've just been coming up more or whatever. And I got it back, and it is really helping me get back into the habit, because I do meditate every week no matter what, but I wasn't waking up every morning to do my 10 minutes consistently, and mornings really make a big difference to me, because at night I'll meditate and do a lot of journaling and processing, but it's not the same as waking up in the morning and setting yourself up to have a more mindful and less reactive day. I've been loving it. I'm doing the creativity course, which adds up for what I'm unpacking right now too.
Okay.
So I'm going to speak to my unpacking in terms of concepts and not context, because it is around a specific manifestation, goal, project, insert whatever word you want to use here, that I'm not privy to share yet, that you know intimately of. So I've been working on said I'm just going to use the word manifestation because I like it best. I've been working on said manifestation and playing with it and doing things. And this is like a long game manifestation, right? This isn't something that like comes overnight. So I've been working with this for a while, and I kind of hit the point in the past 2 weeks in a very Anne Louise way, where I felt like I've been like, okay, how many times I've been trying different things and I'm running into blocks. And clearly at some point things flow a little bit easier. So I felt like maybe I was sectioning myself off to not see the bigger picture. And the universe was like, open up those blinders a little bit, because there's some other lessons or things you need from things you're not seeing yet. And I had 4 very impactful conversations with friends, of course, you being one of them, that really reframed the way I was looking at this. And in one of those conversations, someone basically told me, like, this manifestation requires a lot more responsibility and power on your end than you're seeing right now. And my literal response back to them was, but that's not my fight. Like, what if I don't want that to be my fight? What if I don't want that? And so I kind of went through that a little bit and sat with that and processed it. And I was like, they're right. This is right. And I can feel into that and see that that's part of what I wasn't seeing, which was very reflective of like how you talked to me about it and our 2 other close friends, in bringing that back home and doing, and by back home, I mean out from workshopping that with my 4 safe friends and bringing that back to my own internal processing. A couple things have come up. One is that I think my core wound of not being enough, like good enough, smart enough, whatever, not being enough, which we've talked about, unpacking core wounds. Shout out that episode. It's a great episode if anyone hasn't heard it. That wound of not being good enough was trying to protect me from breaking my ego's heart. That's kind of the way I framed it. And I feel like there was part of me that core wound went transformed from being like a people pleaser and wanting to like not show my true authentic self to people and be rejected, which I've moved through. If you've been on this podcast for a while, you've seen that process in real time. And it transformed itself into being afraid of my own power and thinking that if I put all of my heart and soul and power into something and it doesn't happen, what would that mean about me?
Oh my God,
and so
welcome
it almost
to the
was
club.
I knew you were gonna really, really, really fuck with this one today. And it's sectioned off, yeah, my own like deep heart desires and power. I'm literally getting full body chills right now. Like, I know it's true because I have chills all over my body as I'm telling this to you, which is fucking crazy. So I walked through this. I was journaling about it, whatever. I walked through in a meditation. We're very much in this ASMR way. I pictured that version of my protector, literally held her in my arms. And in my journal, I said like a wilted little flower, like a precious little, like held her in my arms and was like, you're so wonderful. Like, you've helped me in the past. This, served me very much, but like, we don't have to be afraid of this. We're taking you with me. And I posted that thing on my story. And what I kind of came to was that rejection takes my participation. And I can't be rejected by other people if I never leave and reject any aspect of myself. Then if I can love my shadow and love this protector and bring them all along with me and know we're still going to go for this anyway, and like alchemize that energy into my own power, other people's rejection doesn't touch me, because the only rejection that really matters is if I run away from myself, which frankly I was still doing by siphoning off my connection to that power and responsibility.
That is Gorgina.
Thank
All
you. I
around.
really knew you were going to resonate with that.
Because I think it's the next step for you. I also think you're touching on something that a lot of people do not talk a lot about, and it's the fear of success.
That's exactly what it is.
Girl, welcome to my therapy for the last year
Yeah.
that I've been doing. Because it really started as this conversation of this fear of failure, this fear of failure, whatever, whatever, whatever. What actually happens if you get the thing? Can you keep up? Are you going to be good enough? Are you going to be able to rise to those occasions? Are you going to be able to put in the amount of hours you might be required to put in? You and I work hard, but we live very comfortably.
Uh-huh.
And we like our free time.
Oh boy, do we.
Right?
I require it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that might be gone for a season of your life if the thing comes true and the baby comes at the same time.
Which to me feels like that's going to happen because I feel like it's the same to like call in something in that way and create something in that way. That's the same energy.
Right. So
Yeah.
that is, I think, extremely valuable that you are working through that energy right now because it is, I would argue, just as powerful, if not more powerful, than working through the fear of failure because I think they work
Oh,
in
I think so
them.
too.
But
I
I think
agree.
that we just refuse to admit to ourselves that we're
Fear
scared
of
of
the
the success
success. Mhm.
because we don't
Mhm.
know what the
Mhm.
conditions are.
And even with the conditions, I guess the thing that first was being brought up for me was it was more so like if I put my whole heart into something and it doesn't happen, what does that say about me? And like would that reinforce my I'm not enough wound? And I think one, it's okay for things to not work out because other things come for it, that it always makes
Rejection is
sense
redirection.
retrospectively. Exactly. And I really do believe that because in hindsight is 2020 and I can see all the ways in my life that's added up. And I also just fundamentally believe if I put my entire heart and soul into something, whether it's the thing I think it is or not, what is meant to be for me will come. And that's like a fundamental belief I have. So there's nothing to do but show up as my authentic self with my whole heart. Otherwise, I'm just rejecting myself still.
I need to pause really quickly and
Okay.
tell both the audience and our editor, my foot keeps sliding on a piece of leather of my chair. I'm not farting this whole time. I just need everyone to be aware I have my knee up on a leather chair and it keeps sliding and it sounds like a little fart and it's not. Okay?
I didn't hear it at all, but that's hilarious.
No, I think Meadow, I think this is really huge. I think this is really exciting and powerful to be moving through that and to be so honest with yourself about what it is. I think that's something that so many people can resonate is that piece of not rejecting all, like bringing those aspects of yourself with you.
Totally.
This is just part of you stepping into that power that you've done so gracefully over the last couple of years. This is like sort of just another piece of that puzzle.
And it's cool because I really didn't see that. Because I really thought I had the same roughly vision of what I wanted, but the way in which it shows up, the way in which it serves other people, the way in which it requires something from me is not, it didn't feel like it was something I was actively running away from, but it just felt like, I think you said it really well, where I had, for lack of a better term, niched down so much or narrowed my vision so much to have such a solid focus on a goal that it wasn't like I was avoiding other things. It was like, it literally wasn't even on my radar to bring these perspectives into the conversation because I was just single-mindedly focused on something that kept running into roadblocks. So it took that enough times. And of course, on the fucking Capricorn full moon, it like really culminated because I was that exact energy of like, what are you pouring all of yourself into that you keep running into roadblocks? And how can you shift the way you're showing up towards that thing to maybe start noticing things that you haven't been clocking previously? And that has, and I'm telling you, the way that not last week, but the week before, in one day, I had four tests. I have the entire timeline in my journal, obviously. I had like four fucking tests. I had like triggers. I had the dangling carrots, all of it in these conversations. And since knowing how to show up for them, hold space for them, because I've been doing this meditation, so I was not reactive to a trigger that in the past has still very, very much caused big reactions out of me. The way I so easily was aware of all these tests, the fucking shit that has come up already. This is also after a long time of feeling like more quiet with the universe and then opening myself up to be like, oh, things are trying to talk to me and I'm not listening. It's just so cool how sometimes you can feel like you're going through a phase where you're like, why am I not doing the thing? Like, why does it feel like a little cut off? What am I not seeing? And then how quickly things can turn around by you just being open to a broader perspective. It's been unbelievable. I'm like really grooving with where I'm at right now. And it's nothing that you would see from the outside and feel any different. But I'm like, you guys don't understand. My entire universe has changed in 2 weeks.
You're reminding me of myself in my senior year of college at my dining room table after taking way too many milligrams of Adderall trying to study for my astronomy exam, and just
astronomy was hard. I remember that exam in college. It was so
hard.
I
was like, I
was like, I'm going to learn about the planets. No,
I left my last science credit for my fucking senior year because I'm an idiot. I did the same thing with math. I hadn't taken a math class in 4 years. Like, no wonder I was fucking failing calculus.
Anyway, I did that for junior year. Yeah, calculus. It was the worst.
It was the biggest lesson of why you should not be a procrastinator. Anyway, I was sitting there in silence for 4 hours on one of those short release ones that's just like, boom. And I was just sitting there like fucking as if I was Einstein, just writing everything. And I remember I looked up at my roommate from across the dinner table. I hadn't spoken in 4 hours. And I was like, I understand the universe. I understand. I get it. Me, black holes, we're one.
The way that when my mom takes Adderall to like clean her house or something, she calls me with that exact realization of like, you have no idea how I've solved world issues in every capacity. Ask me anything. Like,
oh, by the way, just FYI, I failed the exam. Just letting everybody know. I got a D.
I'm laughing so loud that my fucking headphones like maxed out.
Got a D on that one.
So, my God, that
don't
is
do drugs,
so
kids.
That's exactly how I feel.
Anything.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you of the girl being like, all these people that like go do ayahuasca or mushrooms or whatever, or have a shift in their like perspective and universe? If you're scared of drugs, but you want that, I've been studying sociology for the past 8 months and my entire perspective on life and other people and empathy and humanity has shifted. Did you watch that?
No.
She's like bugging out with this deep spiritual realization. And she's like, I'm too afraid to do drugs, but I wanted that experience to break out of my own self-serving monotony.
Yeah.
And thank you. And it's so cute. You have to watch it. It's definitely in your DMs. And she's just like studying sociology and other cultures and like learning more about other people and was like, it literally looks like she's having like a breakthrough on ayahuasca.
She's like discovering what empathy is. Yeah.
Exactly. Like amped up. A man doing mushrooms for the first time, discovering what empathy is. It's so fun. That's exactly how I feel.
Wait, speaking of
and I've been out of my mushrooms for a while. So like this is really all, I was going to say a la carte energy, but that's not the right term.
Like, no, it's not. But do your thing, sister.
When in Rome.
Yeah. Speaking of men that have their first thought ever, my stepdad is so funny. He will randomly send in our group chats these like really philosophical quotes, but they're so funny because it's so just like no shit Sherlock. Like the other day he said, I think it was just like, comparison is the thief of joy. And I was like, welcome to the party, Javier.
You're 12 years late for that being viral on the internet.
And he's just like, wow, guys, this is what's solving our crisis here.
This is my exact energy this week. So profound, so in touch, so tapped in. This is my exact energy.
Wow. Wait, I'm vibing with this energy for you. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Great unpacking.
I thought you would. Thank you.
This is great. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with that because if you feel a twinge of discomfort hearing the phrase, "Are you afraid of your own success?" you should dig into that a little bit.
And it can be rough, but the breakthrough of that, it's the same thing of like, I think just accountability in general when it comes to our own evolving and moving through being a human and life and existentialism. That accountability is so scary until it's the most liberating thing in the fucking world. Because it's all in that is what's in your control.
Hey everyone, popping in to say thank you to all of the amazing people who listen and watch this podcast. We're so grateful for each and every one of you and truly cannot say thank you enough for tuning in every single week.
In order for us to keep bringing you all great conversations and continue building our community and raising the bar, we're asking you for some simple and free support. Subscribe to our channel, follow us wherever you listen to your podcasts, and keep up with us on social @ThoughtsMayVaryPod.
And if you're looking to dive even deeper, You can join our exclusive Patreon community and download Co-Create, our digital manifestation journal filled with over 150 prompts to help guide your curiosity and unlock new layers of yourself.
Thanks for being here. Okay, go ahead, please.
On my unpacking?
Yes.
I mean, it's not that deep. It's not that
That's
deep.
okay.
It's
Let's
just
change.
we're having a mindset shift. Remember when I came on here 5 minutes ago and was like, "Hey, I hate everything in the world and I'm so bored," and I literally just
No
catch me
sparks of
pitching a tent on the
joy.
pen. Yeah, it's shifted. Something's in the air, bitch. And what's so funny is that the most I'll share about it is that Meadow and I knows this. I was going after an opportunity that I wasn't sure whether or not it was aligned for me, but it was a good opportunity. And it really sparked something in me where I really was forced to admit to myself, like, I'm not content where I'm at right now. And I need to pick up the motherfucking pace. And we need to stop whining about it. And we need to just do and admit what it is that we want to do and just run 100 miles an hour. You're never going to have this much fucking energy in your life. Go do it. And I didn't get the thing. And that was such a, not only a blessing, obviously, but just the fire. That's been the lesson under it. And that's been the conversation I keep having with Zoe is like, he was like, that you applying for that and you doing that unlocked this beast within you. Run with it. Like, keep rocking with that. And since then, that was probably since Memorial Day weekend. That's when that was. So the end of May, we're now almost at the end of July. My mood, Meadow, has just been like, I was editing a vlog that I'm going to upload for this week. So by the time this is live, it will have just gone on my YouTube channel already. And I was just sitting on my couch the other day at like 10 p.m. editing. So that's what I like to do on a Friday night, smiling like ear to ear because I was watching myself smile. And I am such a generator in human design that I've become an energizer bunny about the things that really excite me, and I can talk about it forever, and I'm excited, and I'm gonna call the people and be like, "Oh my god, no, no, no." And you see that energy reflected in that vlog, and that vlog was the week that we went to Solo Wave and that I was on Liz's show on the radio and working on my project and like
That was
doing a
a fun
bunch of
week.
it was such a fun week. And so that I was just feeling so energized that week, and
It
obviously, like,
showed.
a lot of my vlogs are me working at home, and there's only, like, so much energy you're gonna have watching me, and I still feel that way with, like, certain stories that I write and certain articles that I write. I reread them once they're published 400 times, and I'm so excited about them, and, like, it makes me so happy, and I've been missing that energy of excitement working on stuff,
Yeah.
and things have
You
just felt
didn't have
really
that for
flat.
a good
Like
a good little chunk of time.
like, I would argue, like, for, like, a year. Have felt and it's bled into the things that I like this podcast. I mean, I told you, I was like, nothing makes me happy about sorry, I'm admitting this, but I was like, the only thing about this podcast that was making me happy over the last year was connecting and, like, having conversation and, like, our audience and how cool they are. And that was it. Like, I wasn't the only time I was feeling excited to show up was when we were in person, just because I was getting, like, that interaction, and it wasn't because this isn't fulfilling and this isn't fun for me and I don't love it. It was because I was so dulled out in everything else that it was just like nothing was fucking sparking any joy, even the shit that I liked. And it was getting really, for the lack of a better informed word, it was, like, really fucking depressing. I just was really realizing in that like editing that vlog, like you see the excitement on my face and you see me thrilled about stuff, and it just really made me emotional and happy to be like, yes, let's keep this energy. And that's not my point, is not to say that I'm only going to be in a good positive mood when shit is exciting and going my way, and we had a lot of events that week and we were hanging out with friends. I'm setting myself up right now, and this started happening when I applied for that job back in May, where I was like, okay, what if I get the thing? How can I position myself to be as completely prepared for this opportunity when it presents itself? And via Miss Atomic Habits over here, I'm going to be and act and start implementing the habits of the woman that I want to be in 5 years. And what habits does she have? How does she time manage? Because that I started having panic attacks at my fucking therapist's office, being like, what if I get this job and I'm working this many hours and then I want a baby in the next 3 to 5 years and then I'm going to be a mom and like that? How am I? Oh my God, like, am I going to have time to wipe my own ass? Like, I was freaking out about all of this, about something that wasn't even happening. And so I was like, how can I start setting myself up for success right now. And one of the things was I'm going to start working out consistently, because isn't that something that I've been wanting my whole fucking life, to just have consistent health routines? Yes. Great. I hate working out in the morning. Maybe one day I'm going to have to do the 6 a.m. workout, but you know what I'm going to do now? I'm just going to get myself into a workout routine. So I work out every day in the evening, like 5, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. if I absolutely fucking have to. I'd rather not, but I do it. And I don't go more than 2 days without doing it. Even yesterday, I'm so exhausted. I walked for 40 minutes, like fine, on an incline, like just did something. And who fucking knew that exercise makes you happy? Because exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
Yeah.
Who knew? Like, I've had so much energy over the last 3 weeks, and I'm like, what has shifted? Okay, my mentality around work and being like eager to get the thing done, and like, oh, I've been like raising my heart rate.
Let me just say real quick, as someone that has been my number one muse and the reason why I've worked out for the first time in months in the past couple weeks, and taken your fucking influencer ass non-narcotic pre-workout, it has radically changed my life.
Hasn't it?
It has radically changed my fucking life, Gabriella.
Meadow and I are just going to be the hottest we've ever been. Just watch out.
Yeah. Literally only trying to keep up with each other. And it's like, this is that
Healthy competition.
I was just going to say, I really don't feel like I have one competitive bone in my body. Like, really don't. I compare in that way, but I'm not like competitive. This was the first instance of like, well, if Gabby's trying to get in really good shape, I've got to get really. It was a really healthy competition to be like, we're in business together. She's showing up for herself in a way that I'm not. I need to show up for myself in the same way. And it has been so much fun.
I love
with
it.
the
Healthy
help of drugs.
And the thing is, it's not, by the way,
It's not real drugs. They're
let me
not real
rephrase that.
drugs.
Because that came off weird. I'm competitive. I'm not competitive with you.
No,
I want to keep
exactly.
up, and we want to be not even keep up. Like, we want to be elevating always.
Right.
You and I.
Exactly.
So that's what I love about this. I have friends though that are like actually competitive, and it's like wild to watch. Like,
Yeah,
they're
no,
so
I don't
powerful
relate
too,
to that at
though.
all.
No, but I'm like, you're in a good way. Like, they're competitive in a good way, but I'm like, that's wild. I'm not that much. I think I have a jealous streak in me that like kind of
You
ignites
think?
this just a little bit. And so I think that ignites the crazy of like, let me just channel it into something good and like really work on myself instead of like trying to tear this person down because I know I'm just jealous. I'm gonna like work on myself, and that's my healthy coping mechanism. But
I've done
yeah,
that. I get that.
who knew
Yeah,
that
it's
like working out made
really
you happy?
done wonders for me. Okay, well, so this was part of my question. In addition to working out, which has radically shifted the way you show up and your energy and your mood, because I feel that in myself as
Mhm.
well. How did you go from that, like literally nothing sparks joy, to I have to go to 100 and just try everything? Because I feel like it's hard in that place to have the energy to then start showing up and just trying things that way. Like, was there like a reckoning shift in
Mhm.
addition to this? Was it the working out that just kind of had a snowball effect? Like, what did that look like?
I went to coffee with somebody who I'd been connected with and had met at an event, and they looked at me, and after me talking for 15 minutes about how frustrated I was, and they were like, "Well, clearly you're actually not that frustrated, because if you were that frustrated, you would have showed up here with a pitch deck for what you're talking about right now to actually make me help you." And I was like, "Heard." And I sat with that my whole drive home, and that flipped a switch in my brain where I was like, "I'm too comfortable. I'm way too comfortable, and I'm just whining, and everything is in my power right now. Like, it's in my control to at least start trying properly, because I've been dancing around this bullshit for the last 3 years, and I've been preparing myself, but, like, be so fucking for real. Try, because what you're doing is, I mean, listen, my version of half-assed and other people's version of half-assed are very fucking different, so take that with a grain. Like, I will pat myself on the back for that, but it is. I'm like, "Okay." And that is what it flipped a switch, and then applying for that job, not getting it, that just really ignited something in me where I was like, something has to change. Turning 28 and being like, I'm really close to 30, and not that there's like, I'm excited for my 30s, but I'm excited for my 30s, frankly, with conditions. I'm like, I'm ready to be in this part of my career and have babies and get married and do all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying that I'm gonna get engaged, married, and pregnant at the age of 30 in 1 year, but that's gonna be the kickoff of, like, these things are gonna really start happening. I'm not ready. And I have 2 years to start making that motion be expedited.
And to enter a new decade feeling excited about the possibilities and experiences that that decade will bring, and, like, you're ready to show up for them.
And by the
This
way,
is yeah.
one more thing, I'm sorry.
No, 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 please.
The reckoning of if it doesn't happen, I need that information sooner because I need to pivot faster. And so I have not properly tried at the thing that I want. So I can't actually correctly gather data to tell me whether or not it's going to work. And so I was having that conversation with my mom recently and she was like, absolutely. You have to give it your everything so that if it doesn't work, you can comfortably say I tried my best.
And I think that exact piece, one, I hear so much of the same, like accountability being liberating from both of us today, which is really cool. And what you just said is that same piece that made me realize that it was a different version of like self sabotage or people pleasing or rejecting myself because get the information to pivot quickly. Because again, we fundamentally believe in our universal beliefs that experiences that are meant for us will happen one way or another. And I think you and I are very gracious and I guess that's the right word, like gracious with ourselves in terms of pivoting quickly when we try something and then it doesn't work out or it's not aligned. I think you and I are very good at being like, that was a valuable experience. Here are the lessons we got from that, and here's why we're going to change and move on. And I think you and I have done that a lot recently.
Yeah. And actually admitting to yourself what it is that you want. The call that I was just on earlier, I was talking to someone that I'm going to potentially collaborate with. And I basically was telling her, she asked me at the beginning of the call, like, what do you want? And I said what I wanted. An hour later, she goes, it's so funny because I hear what you're saying in the beginning, but everything that you just explained is actually not that. It's this. And when she said it, my whole body went because that is what I want, but I feel some type of way about verbalizing it. And I was like,
Is it that fear of
oh.
success coming up again, or is it a different?
It was the fear of not of success, more so of putting myself at the center of something and claiming that attention. Because I'm really uncomfortable when all the attention is on me, not because I'm uncomfortable with attention, I'm uncomfortable by taking attention away from somebody else.
Yeah.
Like I want everyone to feel included.
Ooh, that's juicy.
Yeah.
That's juicy.
We got to wrap because I have therapy.
I know. Like we just didn't solve all your
I
problems
know,
for therapy. This
literally.
was absolutely wonderful. I love both of our unpackings today and also knowing more deeply the context. Like it's so fun to watch. Again, such a beautiful example of how we're such different people, but the same people at the same time. Like the way that we have such different manifestations or goals that we're referring to in this episode, but the paths to figuring out how we can best show up to get there have such parallels that are like so validating and inspiring. So I hope other people like really hear part of this too, because I feel like the scenario from an outside perspective is so different, but when you speak to it in this way, there's so many commonalities with the process.
And I'm such an advocate too of I'm not someone who's going to tell the 22-year-old that she needs to have her business. Like that's not going to be
Absolutely.
me. What I
Absolutely.
will continue to harp on is get clear on at least the type of human being that you want to be, whether or not you have all the goals mapped out, but get curious about that and then you can start implementing the
Right.
habits. I know it sounds so annoying, but it is true. You can start doing those things now because what is it like success or is it luck or success? One of them. I think it's success is when preparation meets opportunity
Meets
or luck
yeah,
is when
exactly.
preparation meets
Yeah,
opportunity.
exactly.
Prepare yourself. Start
Right.
building those blocks so that when the
Download
thing
Headspace,
happens,
read for fun 10 minutes a day. Like start doing the thing, the small
yes.
thing,
Like
work
the
out.
reason I started working out consistently was because I was like, thought I was going to get some job that was going to have me working 100 hours a week. And I was like, well, I'm going to have this whole new lifestyle shift and I'm not going to already have a workout practice. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to go to work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, oh my God, let me start that now.
Gabby, do you remember back, was it last October, September, when you said to me, you feel like you're showing up in a whole complete way, in a new way for the first
Yeah.
time? I'm looking at you now and holding that mirror.
Stop.
Like you feel like a new version of yourself that I've seen bits and pieces of the whole time, that you're really like culminating and owning, and I don't even know. I can feel it in my feelings, but it's hard to verbalize. But you're like this compounded version of you that's showing up, that's like unafraid to be seen and be yourself in a new way that like I'm so fucking thrilled to be witness to.
Thank you.
This is very exciting. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you.
You too. I'm so proud of you too. Fun unpacking.
What a good day. Fun unpacking. Go have therapy. Go crush therapy, girlfriend.
All right. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
How's it going, y'all? It's Aaron. Don't let your Monday suck. Don't have those Sunday scaries. I'm tired of everybody waking up in the week saying, shit, it's Monday. You know what goes down? TMV releases every week on Mondays. Make sure you rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're watching YouTube, yes, TMV has a YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and ring that noti bell and never miss a thing. And also, join the TMV Familia by joining the Thoughts May Vary Patreon and by following @Thoughts May Vary Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for listening.
Great.
There you go.
Thanks, AB.
Got y'all.